The WNBA posted a video of Angel Reese and Paige Bueckers betting $400 on which woman's team would win, then deleted it after it realized this violates league rules. This entire league is run by morons.
At All-Star Weekend, you and Angel made a bet.
Critics argue that the video became especially controversial because it appeared to show two WNBA players discussing a $400 bet on their own upcoming game, with the clip later being posted on the league's official social media accounts. According to these critics, the issue was not just the conversation itself but the league's decision to publicly share and promote it. They believe this reflected poor judgment and raised questions about whether the content should have been approved in the first place. Many critics have compared the situation to past gambling cases in professional sports. They point to examples such as Pete Rose's lifetime ban from Major League Baseball for betting on baseball games and the significant penalties imposed on NBA players who violated gambling rules. Some commentators have argued that sports betting involving active players can attract serious legal and regulatory attention. Because of this, critics believe the WNBA should have handled the situation much more carefully instead of sharing the video through its official channels.
How to rich stay rich. You gotta save this money. I'm gonna see you next week on Wednesday.
Yeah.
At night?
No, at practice.
Oh, at practice? I mean, I know y'all gonna lose, but if y'all lose,
I get to have that.
if y'all win, you get it $400.
And if we lose,
Is that counterfeit?
then you get
No, you owe me $400.
bet. I'm sitting on it.
Critics point to Angel Reese's post-game comments about collecting money through Apple Pay as another reason the controversy gained attention. They note that this was not a private conversation or leaked locker room footage. Instead, it came from an official WNBA All-Star Weekend interview that was recorded by league cameras, edited by league staff, approved through the league's content process, and then shared on the WNBA's official social media accounts. Because of that, critics argue that several people had the opportunity to recognize the potential issue before the video was published but failed to do so. According to critics, the video showed Paige Bueckers of the Dallas Wings and Angel Reese of the Atlanta Dream agreeing to a friendly $400 wager on their upcoming matchup. They discussed the bet, joked about how the money would be paid, and Reese later mentioned the wager again during her post-game interview, saying she would be requesting her payment. Critics argue that the decision to publish and promote this content on the league's official platforms is what turned a casual exchange into a much larger controversy.
This may be the one that gets Kathy Hubert just run out the door. We got two WNBA players talk about betting on a game on video, and the WNBA shared it. It's against their own rules. Like, both of these players probably should be banned for life.
Critics argue that the main issue is not the value of the reported $400 bet. They say the amount of money is not what matters. Instead, they believe the real concern is protecting the integrity of professional sports. According to this view, when players are seen betting on games they are involved in, even if it is meant as a joke or a friendly wager, it raises serious questions about trust and fairness. Professional sports leagues have long treated gambling as a highly sensitive issue because they believe fans must have complete confidence that every game is fair and free from outside influence. Supporters of strict gambling policies often point to historical examples. The 1919 Black Sox scandal, in which several baseball players were accused of intentionally losing the World Series in exchange for gambling money, severely damaged public trust in the sport. Since then, major professional leagues have adopted strict rules against player gambling to protect the credibility of their competitions. Critics argue that these rules are simple: players should not bet on games in which they are involved. They also say the issue is about public perception as much as actual wrongdoing. If fans begin to question whether players have a financial interest in game results, confidence in the sport can quickly decline. That is why leagues have historically imposed severe penalties in gambling cases, including the long-term ban of baseball star Pete Rose and lengthy suspensions for NBA players who violated league gambling rules.
You got yourself a federal betting scandal, is what you've really got. I mean, it's wild. All of these NBA players, former NBA players getting sent up, and they thought this was a good idea, and the league shared it. Leave it to the WNBA. Who is this? Jackson Thompson? Alejandro Oliva on Outkick. Leave it to the WNBA.
Critics argue that this controversy comes at a particularly important time for the WNBA. The league recently experienced record levels of attention, with Caitlin Clark's rookie season helping drive higher television ratings and increased public interest. The WNBA also secured a much larger media rights agreement and attracted more corporate sponsors than in previous years. After spending decades trying to grow beyond the NBA's shadow, many believed the league was entering a new era of success. Critics say that posting this video risked damaging that momentum by creating an unnecessary controversy. Sports commentator Clay Travis, who frequently discusses sports gambling, was among those who strongly criticized the video. He described it as one of the worst social media decisions a professional sports league could make. Critics argue that the problem is not simply poor judgment but that the league publicly shared content showing behavior that they believe conflicts with its own gambling policy. The WNBA's gambling rules, like the NBA's, prohibit players from betting on WNBA games. According to critics, the policy does not make exceptions based on the amount of money involved or whether the bet was intended as a joke between friends. They argue that these rules exist to protect the integrity of the competition, which is why they believe the video created such a serious controversy.
And how stupid are the players too? On video bets with cash being shown. Players in the NFL have missed entire seasons for this. Legit the dumbest move potentially in social media history by a sports league to post this. Yeah, Pete Rose is, bless his heart. Rest in peace, Pete. Yeah, Pete Rose.
According to critics, this situation puts WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert in a very difficult position. Over the past year, she has worked to present the WNBA as a growing professional league that deserves more investment, bigger TV deals, stronger sponsorships, and successful expansion. Now, critics argue that the league's own social media team has created a controversy that forces her into a tough decision. If the league takes disciplinary action against Paige Bueckers and Angel Reese, it risks losing two of its most popular players for a period of time and may face criticism from people who believe the video was only a harmless joke. On the other hand, if the league chooses not to act, critics say it could give the impression that its gambling policy is not being enforced consistently. Either choice brings challenges for the league's leadership. Critics also point out that the WNBA operates under the NBA's umbrella, meaning any major controversy could attract attention beyond the league itself. They argue that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and others involved in professional basketball governance are likely aware of the situation. Although the video was eventually deleted, it had already spread across social media and been seen by fans, sports media, and others following gambling issues in professional sports. Because of that, critics believe simply removing the post cannot erase the controversy. They argue that the league will eventually need to explain its handling of the situation and address questions about how it enforces its own policies.
An embarrassing mockery, an embarrassing sham mockery of sporting competition. You've got this. So if you're Angel Reese, you bet on your own games? Question mark? Apple Pay for what? If this is a joke betting on a game, this isn't something a professional athlete should joke about. Kathy Engelbert, WNBA, so you're now allowed to wager on games you're playing in. Let's call her Paige Bets.
What makes this situation even more controversial, according to critics, is that the WNBA has already faced several major issues this season. The league has dealt with debates over officiating, player behavior, media access, and fan conduct. There has been one controversy after another, putting league leadership under heavy public attention. Much of the focus has also been on the popularity of Caitlin Clark, discussions about race, growing fan interest, and the relationship between veteran players and the league's new stars. With so much attention already on the WNBA, critics argue that posting a video showing players making a bet was a serious mistake. They believe it reflects poor judgment and raises questions about how decisions are being made within the league. Critics have also compared the situation to how other professional sports leagues handle gambling. In the NFL, wide receiver Calvin Ridley was suspended for the entire 2022 season after the league discovered he had placed bets on NFL games during the 2021 season while away from the team on personal leave. He was not betting on games he was playing in or on his own team, but the NFL still enforced its gambling policy strictly. The NBA has also taken strong action. In 2024, Jontay Porter was permanently banned after an investigation found he violated the league's gambling rules. These examples are often used to show that major sports leagues treat gambling as a very serious issue because public trust depends on the integrity of the competition. With sports betting now legal in many states and leagues having partnerships with betting companies, even one credible game-fixing scandal could seriously damage fan confidence, business relationships, and league revenue.
Jellable. The average Somalian is smarter than the NBA and at WNBA execs. I don't know. It sounds like they may have went to the Minnesota Center of Leering to run their league, to get their management classes. The Leering Center.
WNBA now has a few options, but none of them are easy. The league could say the video was only a joke and that no real money was exchanged. Even if that is true, many people argue that it still goes against the league's gambling policy because the rule is about making bets, not just paying or collecting money. The league could also say that a $400 bet is too small to matter, but critics say the rules do not make exceptions based on the amount of money. Another option would be to suspend the players for a game or two, but that could make gambling violations look like small offenses. It could also lead to criticism that the WNBA is being lenient because it wants to protect two popular players. The league could also choose to do nothing, which appears to be its current approach after deleting the video and staying silent. However, some believe that if federal authorities ever decided to investigate, simply deleting the video would not solve the problem. Many people believe the better approach would have been to be open about the situation right away. The league could have admitted the video violated its policy, fined the players, required them to complete gambling education, and explained that no real money changed hands. That would have shown the league was taking the issue seriously while making it clear there was no attempt to influence a game. Instead, deleting the video without making a public statement has led to more criticism. Sports media, gambling experts, and legal commentators have continued discussing the story because gambling is one of the most sensitive topics in professional sports. Critics also say the league's response sends the wrong message. Players may think gambling rules are not enforced. Fans may question whether the league truly values fairness and integrity. Sponsors and TV partners may wonder if league management made a poor decision. Some even argue that regulators could pay closer attention to the league because of how the situation was handled. None of these outcomes are positive for the WNBA. Many people have compared this situation to other professional sports leagues. Major League Baseball permanently banned Pete Rose after he was found to have bet on baseball games while managing. The NBA fully cooperated with investigators during the Tim Donaghy betting scandal and introduced major reforms. The NFL quickly suspended Calvin Ridley after learning about his gambling activity. These leagues have often treated gambling issues very seriously because they believe protecting the integrity of the game is essential. Critics say the WNBA's decision to post the video and then quietly remove it does not show the same level of seriousness. The biggest question is whether posting the video was worth the controversy. A short social media moment has turned into a much larger debate about league rules, public trust, and leadership. Critics argue the post has damaged the league's image by making it appear unprofessional and careless. They believe it gives people another reason to question whether the WNBA follows the same standards as other major sports leagues. League leaders, players, and fans are now left with difficult questions. Some may wonder how the video was approved in the first place. Others may question whether league policies are being enforced consistently. Fans may also want reassurance that the competition is fair and that the rules apply to everyone equally. According to critics, these concerns cannot be solved simply by deleting a social media post. They believe the league will need to address the issue openly if it wants to rebuild trust.